Hey guys, I am back with another video. In this video we're going to be learning how to make a 45-pound sling bow with a fishing reel attachment. So if you find this helpful, or you just want to do me a favor because I put a lot of work into this, drop a like on the video. That's all I ask. It really helps with the algorithm. And yeah, subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started. So guys, first step is going to be to cut a piece of 32 or 25mm PVC to 45 centimeters. Then with a texter, mark an 8 centimeter mark on it and simply cut down the middle of the PVC with a saw, hacksaw, whatever you have. Next you just want to heat that up until it's nice and malleable. After you've heated it up, you want to put on a pair of gloves and you can mold it into a sort of W shape. That's what you're going for. You want to mold it into like a little W shape with a V in the middle. And you just need to hold it in position until the PVC cools down and hardens. Once it's nice and hard, you simply want to grab it with your hand, like get a good grip on it, and then mark with a texter a couple of centimeters underneath where your grip is. This is going to be where we actually fold the PVC. So just heat up that line with the heat gun. Again, once it's nice and malleable, it is now time to fold it. You just want to do this nice and slowly. It'll crease in, and you ideally want to try and get it straight. As you can see, my first go wasn't quite straight, but just bend it back and then hold it straight, hold it square until it sets. Next, you just want to put your fishing reel, position it whereabouts you'd actually like it to sit in front of your hand. I got sent this fishing reel by Mandarin Duck, so thank you very much for that. They're available on their website, link in description. But there's plenty of other different fishing rigs you can use. After you've positioned it on the PVC, make a little line and just cut a little V into that line. As you can see, I've done there, just a nice little V shape. Next, you're going to be heating up the section just behind that, and ideally you want to have a file or some metal there so that only that part gets heated up. After that's heated up and nice and malleable, use a screwdriver to actually lift it up and create a sort of step in the PVC, and then slip your fishing reel into that step, and then just leave it for a few minutes until it gets hard. Simply make a line in front of your fishing reel and cut off the excess PVC. You can do this with a hacksaw or whatever you have. Give it a quick little sand just to roughen it up, and then give it a coat of paint. You don't have to paint it, but you know, looks a lot better if you do. And also, if you don't have a heat gun, a stovetop works fine for heating it up. You want to drill a hole towards the bottom of your handle and simply wrap some paracord or string around it. You can get this from any hardware store, but I'll leave a link in the description where you can buy some online for really cheap. After you've wrapped it up, you just simply want to thread it through that hole that you drilled and tie it off. Now drill 2 more holes in the forks of the PVC, and you want a piece of string with a knot tied on the end, and just simply slip those through. And you want to tie knots on the other side of that as well. And remember, with your knots, you want to be heating up the ends with a lighter and melting it so that these knots don't come undone, because that's the last thing you want. As you can see, I've done there. Now next, cut a piece of exercise band to about 25 centimeters and poke the knots into the ends of those with a screwdriver. If you want to know where to get these exercise bands or TheraBands from, I'll leave a link in description, but you can get it from Clark Rubber, you know, any online, eBay, Amazon, whatever, but I'll put a link in the description. Next, cut another piece of paracord, roughly 120 centimeters long, with 2 knots tied on each end, and thread those into the other sides of your exercise bands, and then wrap elastic bands around it to basically tie it off. Next, you want to get a piece of D-loop string and tie a D-loop on there. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube on how to do this, so I'll link those in the description, and I'll also link in the description where you can buy that D-loop string, because you need the proper string. You don't want it coming undone. Okay, so I've positioned my fishing rig on the end, and now I'm just putting a hose clamp around it and tightening that up, and that's going to hold the fishing rig there. Now, you should be using proper fishing arrows that allow you to tie the string to it, but in this case, I don't have one, so I'm just tying a little piece of copper to the end of the string, and that's going to work. That's going to slide up and down the arrow. Now, to modify your arrow, because I'm just using a standard arrow here, not the proper fishing one, you want a piece of the same TheraBand that you used on the Slingshot, and simply slip that down to the end of the fletchings. That's just so the copper doesn't hit the end of the fletchings and damage them as it slides down the arrow. And then screw your broadhead on, or you can get these fishing heads off eBay, whatever you're using. I'll link those in the description as well. I just wanted to say a big thank you to Mandarin Duck for once again sending me some awesome gear. This fishing reel is available on their website, so go check them out. First link in the description. Alright. Now, you should be using a proper fishing arrow with this, but I don't have one, so we're just makeshifting one with the broadhead and the elastic. That's what we're going to do. So all you got to do is wind up your reel, so your piece of copper is sitting about there, before you shoot. Now simply click the back of the reel in there. Once you do that, the string can freely move out. As soon as you start turning the handle, it clicks back. So just click that at the back of the reel, load up your release aid, and now you can shoot. That's it. That's how easy it is. Got a Coke bottle lined up down there. Let us see if we can hit it. Now it's just a matter of reeling it in. Oh, she's stuck in the dirt a bit there. But you get the idea.